Why does disease occur? At first, medicine thought that the answer was quite simple. One disease, one cause. And if you remove the cause, you remove the disease. But the reality was not so kind. Hi, I am Dr. Asha Priyanka, your public health dentist, and today we'll be talking a little about the concept of causation. In the earlier days, diseases were explained by a single cause theory. Like tuberculosis was caused by one organism. Cholera was caused by one germ. Now, this thinking worked for acute infectious diseases, but then came chronic diseases like dental caries or heart disease or cancer. This logic miserably failed. Medicine then went to a crucial shift. Diseases were no longer seen as a straight line, they became a web. Here, disease does not occur due to one single factor, but due to multiple interconnected factors acting together. Remove one part of the link and that disease may weaken a bit. What we need to understand here is that disease is not due to a single cause and multiple interconnected pathways exist. Also, the focus on complex interrelationships of all these factors of diseases are there, and they all help identify points for intervention. For this, let's see our dental example itself. We all know that dental caries is caused by a lot of factors involved, right? Now, this is the concept behind that. Basically, the risk factors like malaligned teeth, age, reduced saliva production, they all cause poor oral hygiene. And what else causes poor oral hygiene? Lack of knowledge due to socioeconomic statuses or diet conducive to dental caries. Either way, poor oral hygiene helps microorganisms build, and with time, they form dental caries, right? So one cause can't be singled out over here. Now, as understanding deepened, medicine introduced a new idea, the idea of risk factors. A risk factor is basically an attribute or exposure that increases the probability of that disease. So basically, risk factors are not always causes. They are signals or warning signs that the body gives us. All right. So there are some types of risk factors which are modifiable and non-modifiable. Modifiable meaning they're in our control, and non-modifiable meaning that they're pretty much out of our control. So in that way, modifiable risk factors are things like smoking, diet, oral hygiene, and stress. And non-modifiable risk factors will be our age, sex, genetics, nothing much we can do. What we should understand here or pick up from this is that the presence of a risk factor does not guarantee a disease. And the absence of a risk factor does not mean you're healthy. Now, WHO also asked another practical question. With limited resources, whom do we help first? That's what risk approach means, or this is where risk approach was born from. Basically, it identifies the risk groups and target groups and focuses services which to them or to those who are in need. So it's summarized as something like it is something for all, but more for those who are in need. The examples of this can be pregnant women, children, elderly, the chronically ill people, or socioeconomically deprived people. Now we come to a concept called spectrum of disease. So basically this means that disease does not appear very suddenly, right? It evolves. And this evolution, we can compare it to a spectrum, color spectrum. So basically the spectrum of disease will be defined as something like a sequence of events from contact with etiological factor or the main factor up to the final outcome, which is either recovery or disability or death. And this spectrum of disease we can see in stages such as subclinical, which is the latent and inapparent cases, mild, moderate, severe, disability, and death. Now comes a concept that every examiner loves, the iceberg phenomena. So what clinicians see is basically just the tip. But beneath the surface, we compare diseases to an iceberg, as you can see in the diagram. The tip is what we can see clinically, and beneath the surface, all that lies there are subclinical cases, latent cases, and undiagnosed cases. Why is this important for us in public health? The true disease burden is always underestimated, right? We don't know what's going on in the society. And it also justifies the community surveys that happens, and it also supports screening programs, because that's the only way we get to know what the actual disease burden in the community looks like. Let's try and decode what the iceberg of dental caries would look like. Basically, first we would see subclinical initial lesions, and then we would see D1 or our enamel lesions, D2 are enamel cavities, D3 are dentin involvement, and D4 pulp involvement. Why is this important? Because preventive care applies mostly to the invisible part of the iceberg. Now we reach the backbone of causation, that is the epidemiological triad. We've all heard of this before. So basically it means that the disease results from an interaction between agent, host, and environment. There's no single component, and it doesn't work alone. What is an agent? So an agent is defined as an organism, substance, or force, the presence or lack of which can cause a disease, can initiate a disease, right? So there are types in this. Biological, that's our bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Chemical, that's our toxins and pollutants. Physical, that is heat and pressure and temperature, and radiation. And then there is nutritional, which is our carbohydrate and protein excess or deficiency. Then we come to the host. So host factors determine the susceptibility of this disease in that person, which means how prone is this person to getting that disease, right? So the factors for this will be age, sex, ethnicity, genetic background, our nutritional status, our habits, and lifestyle habits. So next would be the environment. Environment acts as a bridge between the host and the agent. It can favor either the host or the agent, and it can be a source or a reservoir of agents, and also it can facilitate transmission of the disease. In this also there are types, that's physical environment, biological environment, and socioeconomic environment. In physical environment we have our climate, housing, things like that. Our biological is our flora and fauna, and for socioeconomic, culture and poverty. Now comes multifactorial causation. This is our modern thinking. Modern diseases don't follow one single path. They result from multiple factors acting simultaneously. This is called the multifactorial causation, and this is given forward by Pietenkofer. Again, our example for this is dental caries, where diet, bacteria, saliva, tooth morphology, time, everything all together simultaneously works, then only dental caries happens, and it doesn't follow any single path. Similarly for periodontal disease and coronary heart disease and most other chronic diseases. Now, every disease might not follow a single path, but they follow a timeline. This is called the natural history of disease. In this we see two phases. the pre-pathogenesis phase and the pathogenesis phase. The pre-pathogenesis phase is where the agent is not yet entered the host and but the risk factors are present. And the pathogenesis phase is where agent enters the host and the disease progresses to either recovery, disability, or death. Now, for public health, this is of utmost importance because prevention can happen only in the pre-pathogenesis stage, not in the pathogenesis stage. So what have we learned today? We've learned that concept of causation explains why prevention works. Okay, so what have we learned today? We've learned that the concept of causation tells us or explains to us why prevention works, why screening is essential, why dentistry focuses on risk factors and behavior, and why disease is not an accident, it is progress. Basically, disease is not caused, it is constructed over time and through interaction. Okay, so let's look at an example of a flashcard and an MCQ today in this topic. So what are the epidemiological triad components? We've seen this, right? It is the agent, host, and environment. The MCQ in this topic can look something like this. A web of causation concept states that the disease is caused by A, one necessary cause, 2, one sufficient cause, 3, multiple interconnected factors, and 4, environmental factors only. Now, the key word here is web. So when you remember web, you remember a spider web, you remember many, many hands. That's the point. The answer is C, multiple interconnected factors. Now, if you'd like to get more such MCQs and flashcards, you can download our app, and if you'd like more such mind maps, you can purchase it on our book of Public Health Dentistry. It's available on Amazon, Flipkart, and our website. Also, you can like, share, subscribe, so that and follow us on Instagram so that you can know when more of these videos come out. Thank you. Bye-bye.